Hey guys, and welcome to part 2, where we will be trying to get to the end. Is that mouldy meat I see? I'll be holding on to that. Oh dear. Bloody thing. Okay, that's weird. Aren't there meant to be gates with a circle or X on them? Okay, well that's a strange glitch. I don't know if you can explain that. Maybe it's where I switched off and back on, and where I slept here and then switched off and back on. Maybe it's a glitch which caused the gate to disappear. But that's a bit strange, but whatever. So yes, this goes to here. If you go left, continue straight on, you'll get into a fight with a Tyrannomon. I am not going to fight him at this stage, because not only are my stats very low, but I have literally no recovery items. So I'm not getting into a fight. Though it's a good idea you do that bit as soon as you can, because then you can fight Meteormon, and then when you return like a day later, Nannymon will be there. He'll drop a keychain which enables you to carry more items, and that is a huge help in hand, because your inventory cannot carry many items, and one problem you get a lot is when you've got too many items, etc, etc. So it's a good idea to get that keychain as soon as possible to get rid of the fear of having too many items and all that. Go up here, get Beatamon to join the city. He'll open a shop, and that's very useful because you need items. Just to clarify with this challenge, it's a no gym, no item chip challenge. So things like brain chips, HP chips, speed chips, defense chips, things like that. I'm not going to use any of those, nor am I going to use any devil chips. And I'm not going to use any gym in any place ever. The reason why I've got 2 restrictions is to be more adventurous. I thought it would be too easy if I just take the gym away. But things like small HP recoveries, medium HP recoveries, MP recoveries, things like that, obviously I will be using those. It's just like item chips I might be using, things that increase your stats. I know there's an odd few items that do increase your stats, though they're very rare to get hold of and they don't make much difference. If I stumble upon any of those, I will use them, but chances are I won't get hold of them. Regarding this challenge, if you're enjoying this so far, I suppose you probably have a YouTube member called Whiplash Puppet to thank, because the Digimon World 2003 No Gym No Equipment challenge that I did, I never actually thought of it. It was him who suggested it in an LP, and I just saw his comment and decided to do the challenge myself, and it's because of that why I'm doing this. It's him recommending that challenge and me doing the Digimon World 2003 No Gym No Equipment challenge, which inspired me to do this. And had I not done that, I wouldn't have done this. So yes, you have Whiplash Puppet to thank for this challenge as well as the Digimon World 2003 one. So get our fishy friend here to join the city. He assists Beatamon in the shop, and yeah, they sell I think 6 items in total. Kunamon and Palmon, we can fight them, but I don't want to fight them just yet. What I'd like to do now is go back to the drill tunnel, continue carrying dirt. That way I'll get my stats a little bit higher. I'll also get more payments, and I can then afford things like small HP recoveries, which are really going to come in handy. As things stand, I've literally... my HP is half full because of when Centauramon hit me. My stats suck, and I've got literally no recovery items. So, if I battle Kunamon or Palmon, I'll probably get thrashed. In total, there's probably about 4 more bits of dirt that need carrying. And then I just have to leave Machinedramon digging for a bit, and then he'll eventually have dug through. Problem is that there's then a boulder in the way, which Agumon can't move, because you need at least a champion Digimon to be able to move the boulder. So the whole lava bit's off limits for the time being. Okay, why is that dirt pile grown back in size? That was much smaller than that before, but whatever. Let's carry some dirt. Right, we're now done with carrying dirt, so all we can do now is just wait for the Machinedramon there to be done drilling, and then we come back with a champion, push the boulder out the way, and then do what needs to be done. Because all there is really is a Mirrormon and then some item chips and all that nonsense. And then of course the Machinedramon does eventually join the city, but I think you need about 50 prosperity points. The one who's drilling through to where Leomon's stone tablet is, again you need about 50 prosperity points. So once you beat Mirrormon, the best thing you can do really is just leave the Machinedramon to compare their makeup, and then come back when they're done. In other words, when your prosperity is about 50. Right, our stats are now higher, so I feel more comfortable battling Palmon and Kunamon than I did previously. Though, because I got shot at by Centauramon and because my HP's gone up, my HP is quite a bit below half, so I'd like to rest at least once. And seeing as Centauramon's now joined the city, his clinic is now there. And it's a better idea to rest with him, because if you rest with him, your HP and MP recovers by 500, whereas if you rest with the other Digimon, it only recovers by 300. Let's get some nice items first. How am I doing regarding items, actually? One of those, 3 of those, 1 of those. That's not of a huge use, I don't think. $50 of those. Plus a few of these. 100 bits left, just get some meat, I suppose. It's always a good idea to have one autopilot and one port potty on you, because you never know when you might need to just suddenly go back to the city, or when your Digimon suddenly decides it needs the toilet. And if you have one of those things on you, you know, you can just use it when you have to. One more rest, I think. Get the HP to its fullest, without needing to use small recoveries or anything like that unnecessarily. There have been a couple instances though where I've actually sort of got glitched. Like, my character's won a I've won a battle, but then my character's run onto like a bit which he can't run off, and I've been stuck and been unable to move. Instances like those are where it's good to have an autopilot, because then you can just, you know, go back to the city, at least then you're unstuck. The mouldy meat that I noticed in the forest bit, when Machinedramon was shooting at us, obviously I made sure I collect that, because although the mouldy meat doesn't sound particularly useful, I mean, it makes your Digimon sick, and it doesn't sound particularly useful, but there is like a cheap tactic most people use in order to get Frigimon to join the city. And having a mouldy meat actually helps make it much easier. Because you know the thing, to get Frigimon to join the city, you have to take a fire Digimon to Friesland, and you have to stay there long enough for it to feel sick, and then Frigimon saves you. Well, the cheap tactic is most people just get a mouldy meat from a vending machine in the Dino region, and then they just go to Friesland with a fire Digimon, feed him the mouldy meat, make him sick, and then Frigimon just saves him immediately. It makes the whole Frigimon bit much easier. And though sometimes it can be a bit frustrating when you use a vending machine, because sometimes it can take you ages to get what you want, but by picking that up there and then, at least I've now got it. Palmon can poison you. If you get poisoned, you'll either lose 1%, 2% or 3% of your total HP. So I've got 1300 HP, so I'll either lose 13, 26 or 39, and that's like every 5 or 10 seconds or so. If, for example, my HP is half and I've got like 600, and I'm poisoned, I'll still lose a percentage of the 1300. I won't lose a percentage of the 600. You don't lose percentages of your current amount, you lose percentages of your potential total amount, if you see what I mean. See, the writing's coming up in purple, it's the HP I'm losing every 5 seconds or so, losing either 1%, 2% or 3% of my total HP. It shouldn't be a huge issue at this stage. It's just a bit of an inconvenience, because when you're poisoned you go much slower. fire is strong against plants, so the pepper breath, you know, defeated her quite easily. She's quite useful because she joins the meat farm, but she sells giant meats instead of standard meat. I'm Palmon, you'll find me useful. It's just when you've got a rookie Digimon, usually you can get by quite easily with just meat. But when you get a champion, usually they're quite a bit greedier, and meat doesn't really fill them up. But giant meat does a much better job. So yeah, it's a good idea to get Palmon to join the city as fast as you can. Yeah, in my opinion, giant meat is much better than regular meat. Make sure my HP is nice and high. This is strange. You give him food, and then he attacks you. What would happen if I gave him the mouldy meat? But that would piss him off. Yeah. Yeah, you give him food, then he wants to fight you. He's, in my opinion, tougher than Palmon. So, you know, don't take him too lightly, but, you know, you should still win. And that's him beaten as well. So for beating them both, you get an item chip, which obviously won't be of use to me, so I'll just be selling it. And then you also get a nice amount of bits as well. So I guess I'll go to the shop, sell the item chips I got, get some items instead, and then I wonder what I'll do after that. I wonder if it'll be time to face Tyrannomon. Drill tunnel, there's no point going there yet. I could go to Friesland or the canyon area, or I could go to the Dino region. Item wise, I'm looking pretty good at the moment. Let's get some giant meat. And I guess I'll prepare myself for Tyrannomon. So I think I probably have enough items to face him. Let's talk to this Digimon. There, we can now use the invisible bridge now that we know the truth about it. Usually you wouldn't be able to cross, your character will just say, oh no, it's dangerous. But if you talk to that Digimon there, then it says there's an invisible bridge, and then you can use it, and it enables you to go to the G Canyon place. I could do with resting. And he needs the toilet again. Yeah, I'd always fully advise to rest as much as you can. You know, it's a free way of recovering your HP and MP. And of course, when you enter the G Canyon place, the area, there's the monochrome shop, probably the most frustrating bit of this game, because you have to score a certain amount of points. I think it's something like 3,100 or something. You need to get like that much profit, something like that. And you know, you can't choose what the Digimon want, you can't choose whether or not they accept the offer or reject it, and it's so frustrating because sometimes you can just try and just repeatedly fail, and it's just a pain in the ass. I always get worried when I have to do the monochrome bit, the monochrome shop, because of just how difficult it can be to reach the target sometimes. Right, let's hope I don't get thrashed. If I know the clock as well as I do, I would say my Agumon is 1 hour from needing to sleep. Seeing as I can save when my Digimon sleeps, I would rather just wait until the hour's up and then save and sleep. That way I've saved, so there's no fear of losing, and my HP and MP will be completely full if it's not already. Though I'll wait here because time goes slower in the Dino region, so if I stay here I won't have to wait as long. As expected. So I'll be calling this the end of part 2. Part 3 will be my battle against Tyrannomon. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you there.